catch anybody tonight. I don't know. We're gonna find out if we right. I know it's short-term notice, and I said I'd be coming back once in the blue. Try to bring it live to you. See how everybody's doing. Get some Q&As. Trying to see what we're working with. Hope everybody's having a good day so far, the weekend, etc., etc. Trying to get this thing up, beat me up. If it want to, I don't know if it's going to. We're gonna try to get this thing on. We can. We're gonna try to get it on. If anybody's out there, let me know. Let me know. And if I catch you, I'm just trying to get on. We're gonna see what we're working with. We're gonna see what we got. See what the shakedown, what the happening is. I just entered the live segment. So we're going for you. You know, see what we got real quick. And we are live. We are live. I'm gonna pull the question out. And let's see what the question is. The question for tonight will. What's up? How you doing? Glad you coming through. How you feel? I told you I was gonna come back. I'm gonna probably come back tomorrow too. Probably or earlier. I shot a lot of videos, a lot of stuff coming. But this is gonna be the question of the day. We are live, bringing it to you. Yeah, I'm happy about that. But you remember what I told you? What till y'all season? I don't get excited until we get to my time. Aaron Moon ain't off the hook yet. He's still at Harlem. Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me? I'm working on the audio. Can you hear me? Yeah, once you can hear me, let me know. Hey, I'm gonna have to make this adjustment. Could be the system I'm working with. Is that better? Let me know if it's better. Is it going through okay? Let me know. Could be my wiring. Okay. Don't move. Let me try something real quick. Good. Okay. Good. So yeah. Kansas City wasn't really much of a threat. What's up? What's up? Kansas City wasn't much of a threat. What's up? But you saw my video that I said about the Dodgers and the Padres. I don't want that series to end. Well, that series. That's making me think. That's giving me Lakers and Sacramento. I'm really in my feelings on that series. I don't want that to end. I wish it didn't have to. That's one of the best baseball series I've seen in a while. I think I told you already that Mets look good. I did a video about that. I'm not gonna get a lot of love on that, but it's okay. The Mets look good. So that's what I like about it. It makes me think of the Lakers in Sacramento, the early '00s. Now the Dodgers win everything. The Padres never do, but it's something about that they don't like each other that I love. That's a compelling series. That I love it. And Mookie Betts, I got to do a video about Mookie because Mookie Betts ain't getting his due. Well, people aren't in love with baseball like they used to be, but I'm having Ricky Henderson, Derek Jeter type feelings. He's the truth. So how you been? I touched on your Packers. Yeah, you're gonna be all right. I like that series though. Baseball playoffs have been off the chain so far. I gotta look that up. I don't know about that. I know Bruce Bochy was there. I don't know about that. I gotta look that up. I gotta look that one up. But it's cause that rivalry is real though. It's good. It's good. It's some of the best baseball I've seen in a while. I'm loving it. Cause they whoever wins whips that butt. There is no 3-2s. We coming to clap on you. Yeah, well that's been going on for quite a while. That's nothing that's too not surprising. That's one of the reasons why baseball's in the toilet with most people that look like us. Just saying. Just saying, because they haven't done enough to reach back. So, as a reason, because they haven't had a balance of nothing in a while. So, can't sit there and say that I'm surprised. They make a hand over fist money, but they're not doing anything to, they're not bringing it like they should. It's happening right now. I'm loving it though. The playoffs is great. Always do. Or when you say something, you make a statement because the fact is they don't have a whole lot of black players no more. And they want you to be all docile. Cracks me up. But it is great baseball though right now. I will say that for all the shenanigans of the pitch of the clock time and all that mess, the playoffs have been good. Giancarlo Stanton stayed up. Remember, I called him. What have I called him? Called him the Paul George of baseball players. So he looked good. So we'll see though. But the Soto pick, I'm telling you, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. So what's your football thoughts? Come on, holler at me. Your Packers won. You got bragging rights. Come on. My Bills, because that division sucks. And what I tell you about that meathead with the Jets? What I tell you about him? Salah, meathead. Hmm. That's the first meathead they got to go. Let's see what we dealing with. Wow, you can tell this poll is pretty early. Yeah, well, yeah, cause and he took a lot of hits that game last week. You got some Minnesota was teeing off on him. He used to beat them for fun, if you remember. He old man, he's old. Got his, and threw a bad pick too. That pick six was horrific. I'd be amazed when I hear Stephen A. Smith. Oh, and that's one thing now. Shannon Sharp ain't never cared for him. Stephen A. all like, oh, the bad. I said he is old man. Aaron Rodgers ain't scaring nobody. He ain't scaring nobody. So anyway, so far I see three people in the poll. 67% say Diddy's gonna get a fair trial. I wanna know what they drinking or eating. I wanna see it. This man gonna get a fair trial? Hmm. And of course, the latest today, Dr. Dre hit with that $10 million suit, but that's not pertaining to that. But we'll see. We'll see. Floodgates be open. Anybody out there, feel free to hit the like. Come on through. I'm here for an hour. Depends on, you know, I am live tonight. So let's see what we're working with. Questions, come along. Or come along and join a fantastic voyage. What's up, JJ? With that Mets logo. What's up, Mets? You rocking the hottest team in baseball right now. Thank you. I gotta give it to you. That Mets logo might come in handy. They're just scaring me right now. They might fool around. They look like they could win it all. Ted know what I said about Buck Showalter. Hmm. They look good right now. They might fool around, and I don't know. Please hit that like when you enter. I need all the likes I can get. See what we got. But what's your question, JJ? Since the Mets are the beat the Phillies, which I ain't got a I you know how I feel about Bryce Harper. So hey, are they the New England Patriots of today or what? Hmm? They are the Patriots of today. I've seen this story before, except Mahomes is a better talent, but I've seen this script before. It's too early to tell. He need to win another ring. He needs another ring, another Finals MVP. I might give it to him then, but it's too hard. It's too early to say. I can't say he's better. I can't say he's better because Dirk played a long time. Dirk made a bigger impact. It's too early. He got a chance to be better though. He got a chance. Oh, that's a great question. Who's your early MVP right now? Oh God, who would it be? Lamar, 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 Lamar. And if Houston don't choke up CJ, but I say Lamar right now. You know Lamar for the three. No, no, no. You know why? Because of the Kansas City game. And Lamar is bad regardless. Lamar is Lamar. They're not giving it to a running back. He'd have to have like 2,000. He'd have to almost break Dickerson's record before they do that. But who is Lamar throwing the ball to? It's early because Giannis got to put in another finals appearance. He wins it, but if he has another finals like he did that first time, then he'll move up ahead of a lot of people. But I can't really tell you where he's at. I like that block last night on LeBron, though. I did like that, but I can't sit here and tell you that unequivocally. I can't say it right now. That's just like asking me if Jokic is better than Elijah one. You know, cats are doing things and they winning this and that, but they gotta bring in the hardware. They gotta let the rings come up and then they gotta dominate. So that's the big question. Can they win another ring? And I don't know. Are we in an era of parity, or are we gonna see a team like Boston win a couple more rings? That's the question. So that's the question. If you're gonna ask about basketball, but football, I gotta say Lamar Jackson right now. And I think CJ Stroud, if he can, CJ stay healthy, be somebody you didn't see. But it's gonna be a quarterback though. I know they would love to give it to Mahomes because if they finish undefeated and he even has halfway of a good year, they're 0-1. And then when you add up all the hardware and all the everything, yeah. But Giannis won it in 2021. So what's your question? They both Finals MVPs and they've been league MVPs. So it will be great if Jaden Daniels, if see if what's it call it? He can coach Washington. I bet Ron Rivera is probably just bitter right now. He wouldn't know what to do with Daniels. He wouldn't have known what to do. This could be a battle right here. I like Daniels a lot. I like Daniels. He's very poised, and I think they for real. I think Washington, because Philadelphia is quit on their coach and Jalen Hurt. I don't know. It's just missing. Can't trust Dallas, and the Giants. They're gonna win some games, but they're not that good. So, but Lamar, I'm gonna tell you something. You expect 4 or 5 touchdowns. I'm telling you. You make a show that turkey for real. God, I'm glad I didn't see that. I don't know if I'd even quote. I don't even know if I'd do a video on him. Oh, I might just for laughs. I might. You want me to do a video on him? You think I should make that into a video so I can get up so I can laugh? You know I'm gonna get my laugh on. Let me make that Bradley Bill. Bradley Bill. That's funny. Bradley Bill. Yeah, I know. Me and Ted were talking about it just recently. We were talking about that. Okay, I'll do it. Bradley Bill. 60 games. And what were they gonna do? Get knocked out in the first round? And what about his defense? What about Anthony Edwards clapping on them and talking trash? What about that? Huh? Yeah, come on, Bradley Bill. What about that? What about Ant just clapping on Durant, calling him old, and get your butts off the court, and Devin Booker walking around with his head full between his legs? What'd you do, Bradley Bill? Crack me up. That's why these turkeys are so comedians. Talk about stuff and don't do nothing. That's hilarious. But I'll do it. I'll roast him. Everybody, Ted, question. Why does everybody who play for the Wizards always talk crazy? Like Kyle Kuzma, talking about he got his ring. And then what you call it from the Golden State, I can't even think his name now because he sucks so bad now. Yeah, I got that video up about Dre. I got that. He's still Draymond punched on him. You know what I'm talking about. Can't think of that turkey right now. They talk crazy. Anybody come from the Wizards talks crazy. Please hit them likes too. You coming in? Yeah, the Dre video. I got the link, and if they come after him one day, Bill couldn't even be. Yeah, John Wall. I mean, yeah, he got Devin Booker, who's an upgrade from John Wall. What you doing with that? Since you so called like you gonna be the, some people need to shut up. I'm like, for real. I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, you really are Delulu. But I'll do it. I'll roast him for fun because I never do a Bradley Beal video, so I'll do it. I'll have fun roasting him. He tripping. I'm like, come on, man. You the only cat I know who averages like 30 points a game, and your team still loses 30 games, and you average the same amount of points as your team wins, and no one cares. No one cares about Bradley Beal. You can get him for he couldn't even final. Bradley Beal is like a broke DeMar DeRozan. That's what it's like, basically. Basically. And so-called firepower didn't do nothing in Phoenix last year. If he don't get hurt. So let me get this right. You play alongside Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who've been to finals. You've never been out of a first round. But if they have you, they win 60. Thanks, takes Ted. I'm gonna light his butt up. Thank you. I got some good storyline now. Thank you. Thank you. He tripping. I'm like, you haven't even got out of first. Have you? Okay, you did make the playoffs with Phoenix. Got 7 votes so far. What we got right here for the Diddy? 57% say no. Okay. He was underrated. I like Freeney. Freeney was bad. Freeney was bad. I don't know if I'd say underrated, but I think he gets kind of forgotten. But it's all about Peyton Manning. It was all about, you know, Marvin Harrison and them. So, I mean, you see Jeff Saturday got a gig on ESPN right now. Dwight Freeney ain't even getting a Doritos commercial. So I'm just saying. Anybody coming through, keep hitting them likes up. Welcome you, welcome you. Please feel free to disclose who you are. If you are on here, feel free to come on in here. MLB, man. MLB. I'm going to tell you why. I can tell you there's a black coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers for almost 20 years who's won a championship. When was the last time you saw a Major League Baseball manager besides and after Dusty Baker? Think about it. Now, Tony Dungy won a ring too. Now, point being, baseball don't really do a lot. So I'd say the fans got to be the NFL ones are like the way they are, but they also have to tolerate and work. Baseball ain't that good. Baseball was more groundbreaking, but they didn't really do it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, Freeney was bad. Freeney, oh yeah. I'll go with to go football, basketball, baseball. I've been all of it. Hmm. That's why I was loving when they had the lockdowns in 2000 when the fans couldn't come in because they really don't need them. They just need sponsorship anyway. In case people don't understand that sporting events don't need live people to make money because everything is on commercials. So for people over there, that's just the added caveat. Thank you for appearing, whoever's here, but please hit them likes. And if you got anything you want to talk about, feel free to come through. I am live. I am here. And I'll probably be back tomorrow night too. But I'm here tonight, so let's get it. If you on, feel free. Let me know where you are. Yeah, they ain't nothing to say after Reggie. Reggie shook them up. Reggie shook them up. I don't bet you. I bet you they will pay people not to even interview him no more. 'Cause they thought he was gonna give some nice. I don't know. They thought he was gonna have some Disneyland. They thought he was gonna have some Disneyland. Oh, Kumbaya when I was. No, this was in the '60s, and it was real, and it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. So I wish people would stop acting like we talking 100 years ago. We talking 60 years ago. What they gonna say? You know why? Because Reggie was crossover, had flavor, but and he was trying to make. He was on Love Boat. He did the Jeffersons. He did all kinds of stuff, and they would like him, except he spoke his mind and he said what he said. But he was living it up. But he was a winner, and they had to tolerate him. But they can't say nothing because they know he's telling the truth. Please hit them likes. I see 5 people coming in. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Reggie crossed over. Mhm. So feel free to hit. Let's get it. See, we got some more folks coming through. What y'all want to talk about? So it's a lot to chop on. Oh yeah, Ted, how's Bronny James doing? I saw that big old 6 minute donut he put up last night. No, 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 because I lived in the South and I saw a lot of stuff, and a lot of people got shook. You understand when I say shook? Like they saw lightning flash before their eyes, and things that they saw with education, with going to the doctors, with it's real. Jim Crow did a number. People don't understand when you have these discussions. They really don't. What do they need to do? They need to play to the best of their ability. They need to pretty much revamp the team. They gotta probably much find 5 legit guys. I mean, he can feel roll that team out. I got this strange feeling he's gonna be on this analytical tip about shooting the ball 80 times. Cause I already heard Anthony Davis ain't feeling what he saw. No, the Bucks. Well, they better look good. Cause Doc's fighting for his reputation, yo. Dame Lillard, they all fighting for rep. Mark my word. If they don't go deep this year, Giannis gonna want out of there. You heard it here first. Dame's gone. Giannis gonna be gone. It's gonna be the Kareem Luau Center. It's gonna be that all over again if they don't get deep. So they better get deep. They better get 3 rounds deep at least. Anything less than 3 rounds, I expect an exodus in Milwaukee. You heard it here first. The word is Golden State. What you gonna give in Dallas? What you got to give up? They made the playoffs last year. The problem is they went against the Nuggets. Problem the Lakers got is that they don't have. They're gonna have their hands gonna be full. They're an older team, and you just gotta wonder how long they can hold up. Giannis would be sick with Dallas, but you got to give up so much to get him, though. I think him going to Golden State would be the one I'd see. Him and Steph. Well, you want to hear the story I heard on the low? There was a rumor Jimmy Butler for Kawhi Leonard. That was the one that was bubbling. But I'm like, if I knew Kawhi was gonna play at least 75%, I'd take that chance. But I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. He's 35% right now. I'm not buying it. But if he was halfway healthy, oh, I'd make that trade like yesterday. I'd go to Pat Riley myself. Yeah, now it is. Now it would be a horrible, insane trade. But that wasn't that long ago. It would have been a. Let me tell you something. Jimmy Butler's a Junior Whopper version of Kawhi. Okay, but Kawhi can't stay half as healthy as Jimmy Butler. Yeah, because his antics. First of all, I always say what I say about tiers. Where do I got Jimmy Butler as a tier player? Which tier you think I got Jimmy Butler? Give me a number where I got him as a tier, and I'll tell you if you're right or you're wrong. Anybody coming through for these, hit that like. You asked me this one before, and I said I like Bart Sky. No, he's two. He's two. Well, because he's when he says no, he's a two, who can almost look like a first. He's not a third. That's in that. He's a two. He's good. He's in that good to really good to sometimes very good. And when you get Rachel Nichols back, he's a 1.5 if we get Rachel back. But his mindset is three. Because he takes this regular season like he's won stuff and he can just turn it on and he don't stay consistent. He don't stay consistent at all. That's my problem with him. His attitude is kind of like janky. He work hard, and I've always gave it to him. As an analyst, I like Booger better. Yeah, but see, the thing is that's when he played out his mind. He played now when he had her up there, he was playing like a first tier. So, but my point is that yeah, I'm tired of him. They're not gonna win with him. Bam has actually gotten better. Bam actually got an outside J now. Bam keeps getting better because Bam is playing beyond his means. But they don't have that third guy. They don't have that next guy that can seal it. They play hard, but remember what I tell you about playing hard? They look good. Well, it's precinct, but what I saw, I like the 2 man Bob. I like the 2 man Bob. I like what I'm seeing. Hmm They got because Cat's gonna look nice there. I mean, with that give and go inside out, I figured it would be a good trade for New York. I said that. That's a good move because that's what Tibbs went by. Tibbs went with analytics. Cat makes sense. If you have a perimeter guard who can inside and shoot like that and move, you got someone like Cat. Now you can compete. That's what cost them against the Heat. That's what cost them against playing Boston's or teams. They can beat second tier teams. Like they'll spank Cleveland with no problem. And they might catch Milwaukee and they'll spank Indiana. But when they go against the Bostons of the world, they can beat Philly. But this is to get at Boston. He will put them in place. Him and Wamba he'll put them in place. But the only downside with CP3 is he old and them wheels got a lot of tread on them. And you know, Tibbs, come on now. That is that a joke? Look, I like the Wayne Casey as a dude, but as a coach, Tibbs got him beat. Even though Tibbs has got some crazy antics, but that's Tibbs. It's not even close. Not even close. And I'm not even a big Tibbs fan because I still ain't go what he did to Derrick Rose. But come on now, you got to be kidding. He did have legitimacy with the team. The Knicks are pretty good. I mean, they're a good squad. Now, if this cat thing works, they become potentially great. They're the only team I think that can beat Boston in the East right now. Because I see something from Milwaukee. There's somebody got to make a move in the East. And I know some people gonna come about me about Philadelphia. Paul George, when you show up and get out the second round, I'm just there saying, can Paul George actually? If Paul George can get the Giancarlo Stanton and stop acting like Kirk Cousins, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see what he gonna do. But I like Nick. I like Nick Nurse. I just don't know if they should be one of the three best teams in the East. It's Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, New York. Boston, Philly, New York, Milwaukee. Those are four best. Keep your eye on Orlando though. They're getting better. And Miami got to make a move or two. I don't know. And anybody after the fourth, and it's Orlando. Yeah, I like Big Tibbs better too. But again, that's not asking me anything that would be too much of a stretch because you know. Oh, oh God, you can help me out. Oh God, um, quarterback Daniels, obviously, duh, because no one saw that coming. No one saw that coming. Not like that. Not to look that poised. Um, there's been a couple others I've seen that I've been impressed with, but Daniels got my attention. That's going to actually detour the Tom Brady. Well, why did they start him so soon? That'll end in that. There's a couple other though. Oh yeah, looking like James Worthy. Does that guy got wheels or what? Why isn't he top 10 blank man? Tell me. Oh, and whoever you are, welcome aboard. Tell me why he ain't top 10. And I want to know who your top 10 is if Tim Duncan ain't top 10. Worthy got wheels, yo. He making you forget Tyreek Hill. If they win with that kid, you almost gonna go Tyreek who? Because he can fly. I seen him. They just haven't done a lot of in and rounds with him, but yeah, they be finding them burners though. I gotta give the KC on that. Why isn't Tim Duncan top 10? Do tell. We got blank man. I want to know. Anyone else agree with that? That Tim Duncan isn't top 10 all time? I wouldn't even put that up as a thread for me. I think he's one of the most, like I said, underappreciated players. There's quite a few. There's quite a few that I like. Worthy, yeah, Worthy got wheels, yo. Okay, Magic, Curry, and Drake. You think, I'm just asking you, you think that Hakeem is better? Well, Tim Duncan is a power forward, though. Tell me, though. Tim Duncan is a power forward. Who's ahead of him? Tim Duncan did win. Was a great defensive player. Had incredible stats. Most disappointing. Are you talking about this year, or are you talking about in the last? What do you mean? Because that's you sound like you trying to take a low key blow to Russell Wilson. I'm gonna say Russell Wilson. Can I say Russell Wilson? Because he can't even get a job with the Steelers. Russell Wilson. because he can't even start. I see him holding Sierra more than I see him holding the football. Yeah. Um. Obviously, Deshaun Watson. Come on, that's yeah. You're going to say that Tim Duncan had no impact, though. I mean, what's the five rings? Tell me what. Well, I mean, make it make sense. He 5-1 in the finals. He was one of the few guys that when Shaq was in his prime, he was able to hold his own for the most part. I mean, come on now. Well, I don't really go into basketball till we really get into the season part, but overrated. Mm, there's quite a few of them. I know because 5 years ago, if you so like this Ted, so instance, if you're like say you 14 now and you were 9 back then, you really weren't aware of him, so you missed out on Deshaun Watson. If I told you 5 years ago he's in the AFC Championship, I think Duncan belongs in that 10. I do. I got him over Olajuwon. My five overrated NBA coaches is going to be God. That's tough. Mm. Donahue, the one that's with the Bulls, that turkey way overrated. I don't know how he still got a job. He sucks. Uh, if Rick Carlisle pulls that mess, what about Steve Kerr? If Rick Carlisle pulls, well, I can't call Kerr overrated because he does have those rings with Golden State. But I'm gonna say this though. I'll say this: if they are not in the playoffs, and I'm talking about the playing tournament, if they don't make the playoffs, Curry's last 2 3 years, yeah, because then it looks like there was something covering him. Yeah, he better figure it out though. Oh yeah, Michael Parsons is. What happened with Michael Parsons? What he do? I try not to keep it with Dallas Cowboys mess. I heard about he's befriending one of the cats on the Eagles, a podcast together or something. That's all I heard. That's all I heard. But it's a good. That's a good call, Blank man. You got Blank man. You got who is he talking trash about? Don't get your behind hurt against the Lions because they could tear your butt up on Sunday. Please hit them likes. I see more faces coming in. Please hit them likes. Yeah, that performance as a coach against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, that was horrific. And I thought, who you been hanging out with? Doc Rivers? Who paid you to roll like that? They blew 2 games and got swept. Bad coaching. He looked horrible. I mean, I'm not saying Boston wasn't a better team, but he went out bad. He went out like a sucker, and I held him in higher regards than that. Who's Michael Parsons talking trash about? That's what I want to know. Yeah, well, he see first of all the stupidity of people trying to compare him to my cousin Lawrence Taylor was an idiotic move. He's versatile, and but to see Shannon Sharp did bring up the point on scoops and picks, and he's stockpiling numbers. He looked like something. Put some wood to him, keep him off his feet, double him, hit him high, hit him low. Ain't much to him, because he only has one gear, and he's not more intimidating than Demarcus Ware. Demarcus Ware scared some folks. I'm not even, I have to hear about. Micah is a good player, but it's a situation where people need to pump them brakes, stop bringing up. He don't know Diddy no more. What I think about it, I did a video about it. He don't know Diddy no more. He's not close to LT at all. He good, but LT dominated. I saw LT took over games. He won offense and defense. I ain't seen Micah do that. He good. Um, Rick Carlisle might be in there. Doc Rivers might be in there. Frank Vogel might be in there. Hmm. Uh, Donovan is in there from Chicago. He's in there. So that's four right there. Um, yeah. Well, yeah. Lawrence was cut like that. It was a different. If he played today, he probably would. Probably today. Please hit them likes too. We'll see more people coming through. Please hit them likes. Yeah. Different era. Different era. But he dominated. I saw. He won games literally. Micah ain't won no games like that. Micah get them token sacks against whack teams and stockpiles. And then they got people all like, oh. Well, yeah, if you beat Daniel Jones and the Giants 40 ball and you get like two or three sacks and two free fumble recoveries, you look like an all pro too. But what happens when you go against the 49ers, teams of elite? You don't look so super. How did it look against New Orleans? How did it look? Derek Carr put that 40 burger on you. Remember, Meathead was like, if they get to 25 game season, they would. Don't give them no ideas though. They cut the preseason down to a game and a scrimmage. They might add 4 or 5 games. If they want to, they might inflate it for somebody, but it wouldn't make no difference to me because I can tell you by the eye the guys are legit with sacks and guys who just got hyped. So we got 8 votes. 50-50 with Puffy. 50% say he gonna get a fair trial. 50 say no. That's interesting. I don't think he'll get a fair trial, but I don't think he has a chance. And I'm not even talking about even with the verdict and with everything, but in case you're wondering, May 5th is the start of his court date. Ironically, that's the night of the Met Gala. He used to go there. Interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. Everybody got something to say. We'll see. We're looking for LeBron to say nothing like a Diddy party. Come on now. Feel free to hit it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, but that's what the Capper did. Well, 2000 Yankees because they won. I thought the 2001 Yankees were lucky to be there. He wasn't overrated, but he did benefit from a watered down. He could play. He could play. I'm not gonna take nothing from him. He was for his time. He was for his time. Wouldn't call him overrated, but I say he benefit from the era. Some cats do. If you understand that, some people benefit from where they play. Um, yeah, you can make the case. You can make the case for him being ninth rated. I'm not gonna. I have to look at it, but I wouldn't argue against it. As long as you don't tell me he's top five ever, you're not gonna get no argument from me. But the bottom end of the 10, I got no problem with that. 70 touchdown passes. No, maybe if you play 25 games, you get up to about 20 games a season. Yeah, if you add a couple more games and you stop letting them, you let them pretty much, you know. But I don't think that's going. I don't know if that's going to happen. We got to get to 60 first. But if anybody could do it, would be Mahomes and Lamar. Those two first, too, easily. I could see if there were going to be any crazy numbers like that. I'm taking Aaron Donald. He really carried that team when they won that Super Bowl. He really was the difference maker. And I love Sapp too. Sapp was bad, and Sapp because of the reefer charge cost him his spot. And he ended up going with Tampa. But Aaron Donald was a beast all the way through. I mean, come on, he was a beast. That's a good question though. Could have sworn I've been asked that one before, but I ain't got no problem with that. I like Sap a lot, but I gotta give it to AD. Please hit that like. Please hit that like. Anybody coming through, come on through. You got any questions, feel free to ask. If I see a vibe going, I'll go past another 15 minutes. I'm just gonna see if I see a vibe going. Good question, though, Blank man. That's a good question. I never even thought about if he was top. Well, if he'd be on the bottom in the top 10. He got the two rings. He came up big against Brady. You all in the prime. I'm taking Julius Peppers for me, and then I would probably bench Freeney, and then I'd cut Jason Taylor. Julius Peppers moved me a lot. I thought he was nice with it. I gotta go Rick Popovich. I think you asked me that one before. I got it. Now that's a good question here, Ted. Underrated title. Um, Cower, Cower, Cower. Now I remember that one because that fumble, Bettis ran it down because Roethlisberger fumbled that ball and Jerome Bettis ran it down. And Vanderjagt kicked the ball. I don't know where he was looking. I don't know if he's wearing Stevie Wonder glasses, but he kicked that ball to the wrong side. It was one of the worst field goal attempts I've ever seen. That's why I picked Julius Peppers. He just was in the wrong situation. He one of those guys. Had he played with a Frisco or Dallas, marquee team when he was in his prime, yeah, he doesn't get enough credit for taking Sean King to the next level while you jiving. Tampa Bay was an NFC Championship. It took that Ricky Pro, Kurt Warner on the back hip. Dungy coached two teams up. Okay, he only gets credit for one, but Gruden got his ring on his finger. Okay, you ever been with a girl and somebody slide in and that dude is they got two straws. You paid for that straw. Well, that's what's up. Yeah, but I mean Casey Jones was great though. They did go to straight championships. It's just that Pop won, and Pop had a younger crew. Casey Jones coached them up. Obviously, Bird, McHale, and Parrish, and then of course with DJ and with Walton and all that. But what Pop accomplished, it just towers a bit. That's all. And I like Casey Jones a lot, but I got to be honest with that. Okay, so that's a good call though. I mean, yeah, Peppers was a freak. Um, it's hard to argue against that because from a historical perspective, especially when you consider Eli Manning, yeah, I told you, postseason blood ain't no joke. It's just that regular season he's kind of like he borderline scrub, but postseason he's a beast. The '09 Saints more underrated because no one talks about it. And it wasn't even Drew Brees. That offside kick was something else. That pick six, I think the '09 Saints are more underrated of the two. I do. I do. No one's ever going to say an underrated Brady team. Um, Detroit, I think, but we'll see. Dallas has to play like near flawless, low key ball. I don't know. I remember that, but no one cares about your Packer team. That's been a long time ago, but I know. Yeah, one thing about that blank man, they'll tell you the story. It don't always mean who's the better team. It's who's the better team for that day. That's why they say any given Sunday. Because it's about getting hot at the right time. I remember that year when Green Bay won too, because Aaron Rodgers had a concussion. I remember play that game against Washington, and they were 4-3, and he didn't look like he was gonna. And then he got on a run. So else I gotta say about that? But mm, yeah, he had a pretty good. You know, he looked good. He looked good that one year in Minnesota because they want the spotlight, and that's how they got treated. You do know that if they were successful, they had crossover aspirations, and they were pulled a certain way. I mean, I'm just saying. It depends on what era we're talking, which era we coming from, and you give me names, and I'll tell you they fit a criteria. You never felt that way about Walter Payton. And you don't know really how Jim Brown was because he was kind of in between. Um, they all got commercial endorsed. So did Bo Jackson. So did Earl Campbell. They were getting endorsements. Yeah, well, again, and he was undersized. I think in his case, because he didn't think no one was going to touch him, they got him for the cheap. Just saying. Didn't Kareem Hunt have a Diddy like video with Cassie too? Remember? When you say better for hip hop, what are you talking about? Is it you talking about who had the more talent, or are you talking about who's better for the commercialization? You need to specify. Dorset, no, it was a brother. You need to look at his interviews on EDD's YouTube streets. He was a brother. He got upset with Tom Landry, and he didn't feel like he got his right touches. Dorset spoke. Yeah, LL Cool J. But if you ask me who's more of the face of hip hop, it's Snoop. Yep. Tony D spoke out, yo. He felt like he talked about Landry. He he felt like he was getting shortchanged for his contributions as a running back. Because he wasn't gonna get the kind of he was gonna get a platform, but he wasn't. They were America's team, but they weren't highlighting him as a back like that. So okay. If you ever seen the movie White Chicks with Terry Crews, have you ever seen that one, Blank Man? With Terry Crews in that role. Or if you saw the Django with Samuel Jackson's character when Leonardo DiCaprio's like, no, no. Mild mannered cat. Mild mannered. Mild mannered. See, the thing about Barry Sanders, when you retire like that, and he's a pretty no nonsense, nonchalant cat. No. Even when he does corporate commercials, he's not flashy. He's a low key brother. Yeah, Terry Crews. Yeah, because they do a whole lot. If you ever seen the Django with Samuel Jackson and you saw how he was crying on Leonardo DiCaprio, like, oh, 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 oh. That's the way it goes down. They talk crazy, say anything, ask them, well, you know. Yeah, but Jerry, I don't look at Jerry like that. Jerry's a crossover brother who, what's happening? How you doing? How you doing? Glad you came on tonight. How you feeling? Glad to have you. Jerry never gave me that kind of vibe. Believe it or not, I know I never picked that up from Jerry. Just country. He country though. He country. Yeah. Come on now. Have you seen him grinning and glad to have you in here, honey love. Feel free to give me a shout. Yeah, he didn't. I mean, And see, the thing is that he does anything like that whole rant about his Michelle, all that mess. That's exactly what we're talking about. Who cares what Shannon Sharp's preferences is? But when you do stuff like that, you'll do anything. So him endorsing Kamala, he wants to appear to be a little bit down, a little bit in. I don't gauge a lot with that. I don't gauge a lot with that. And I'm not taking Shannon and Steph Curry serious one way or the other. I think he speaks his mind on a couple of things, but I think he took a political stand not to go to the White House when Trump was there. He does his thing, but he ain't gonna say nothing that's gonna tip the cart. So I'm known to hold athletes of the cats. You got to stop looking at these cats like they gonna say something because they're not gonna flip the trend. They're gonna stay right where the bread is butter. Yeah, I did a video about that too. Showtime, LA. I like them both. I'm not gonna pick between the two. I like them both for different reasons. Ticket always got these hot headlines and takes, and he analyzes. And Two Raw got that voice, that narration. Like them both. I support both. I don't pick there. I'm one of those kind of people. I support. That's how I look at it. There's room for everybody to get their dollar. Much respect to both of them. It is very tough because who are they taking down right now? Is Puffy on trial? Or Kelly get took? And I'm not saying they don't do stuff, but everybody's got all this smoke for black males. And Eddie Griffin said you don't get out of it without it. It's not the smile, it's the ha ha ha, we're going to do lunch. Everything with him is corporate. And I watch Magic. And when you got a nickname like Magic, what do you think? You know, he's been in that world. He name drops. You I know he's from Lansing, Michigan, but he went out to LA. Ha 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 ha. Well, I used to do jokes with a buddy of mine, rest in peace, to a good old friend of mine. And he said, you did, he said, then when he saw Martin Lawrence's comedy, he said, Magic did that. Ha 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 ha. Oh, yeah, Blank Man. We get into some deep stuff here sometimes, yes. Kaepernick is the greatest example of if you say anything wrong, that's why Jay Z got that job. Think about it. Jay Z was their Afro replacement for Kaepernick. Think about it. Think about it. Good job, Ted, mentioning Cap. That's how Jay Z got that job. That was the owner's way of saying, "See, we got one in place. We got one right here. We got." That's why they got Jay Z. You wanna know why Jay Z got that job? Cause of Cap. Would he have gotten that job if Cap was still playing? That's the question you need to ask. Ask yourself that question. But what they gonna talk about? Cause the thing is, if they gonna talk about it, they gotta talk about where the black coaches is. Which of those guys played with a black coach? Russell's with a team with a black coach. He ain't gonna get to play. So who's playing with a black coach? How you gonna have a round table when you can't really talk about the real table? See, make it make sense. How come none of those guys are quarterback coaches? The ones like the Moon and the Vic. But Jason Gary got jobs. Tony Romo got a blazer. Chris Sims got a blazer. Phil Sims got a blazer. Wow. Well, you know what that's about. He is due that, but they also been watching the YouTube algorithms too. He be hitting on that 4th and 1, and that's because that old Kim, what's her butt, that clowned and tried to diss him last year. Remember, she tried to say he didn't, try to downplay him, and he told you that Purdy and Dak and them weren't start. Remember what he said now. So they trying to reach the streets because they don't have street beat. So they figure, okay, we got rid of RG3. and we gotta get Cam in him. Cam's a real one, but when he work on the ESPN, I hope he don't sit there and slurp Dirk or nothing like that. Prescott, but I'm saying I'm mixed about it because I'm gonna tell you something. I'd rather be a content creator on YouTube than to join the ESPN plantation. I told you they was on point. They was bringing it. I don't have no respect for what ESPN does with sports. And you can't have no Cam Newton on no set with no Stephen A. Smith when he can run circles around him and he uncut and he's entertaining. Now him and Shannon do have chemistry, but Cam can hit on a lot of. But more power to him to get that bag. But I liked his own show better. But that's what they're desperate to do, though. They've been watching these channels. They know what's up. They know that if you come and you have a sports conversation. But anyway, shout out to Ticket TV. Shout out to Two Raw. I got respect, love, respect those cats. I respect anybody that you see my name go on. I support their network. So I'll never debate that because it's all like there's room for everybody. So I got nothing but respect for them. I admire what they do. Let that be known. I support the fellow content creators. You know, health and fitness too. I like what that brother said. I checked out his thing about when he came at Stephen A. about having LeBron as a Mount Rushmore. And I said, yeah, I like how he gets into it. Like, I like because we got to keep it real. If we want to keep this, this is what we do. We don't do corporate. How they disrespecting Cam? How they disrespecting Cam? They're doing good. First of all, they got one win, right? So if they go 1-15, they're honoring Cam because it means they got to go through two quarterbacks to get one win. How they disrespecting him? They got a chance to go 1-15. They back to Bryce Young, Andy Dalton. That honeymoon's over. So how they disrespecting him? I know. I got a buddy of mine who's a big Cam fan. I remember did the Cam dab and everything. Yeah, because she's probably a handful right now. Probably got all what she want because that's how they remember her. Cats are no different than women, and as far as that goes. So you know Q-Tip the rapper. You know Q-Tip. You know Q-Tip, right? He produced LL Cool J's last album. You know a Tribe Called Quest, right? This for you, Ted. If you know Q-Tip, give me. You say yeah. Let me know. So what happened was him and Janet Jackson were dating. So story goes, she made him breakfast one morning, and he actually came out and said, "I can't believe little Penny's making me breakfast." He said that. Cats be starstruck. Cats be starstruck. They sure do. Mhm. They do. They no different than the girls. It's just that the difference is the fellas don't squeal. Like they squeal in their own way. They squeal. They, oh, but but it's a different squeal. Some cats squeal loud though. Some cats be squealing, but nah, I'm not surprised by her though. I'm not surprised. Everybody watched Sister Sister back in the day, for the most part. Of course they do, because they'll put you under about everything. Because everybody's chatty. It's just about how you go about it. You can do it in a way where if you're gonna talk about something, say, "Hey, this is what I heard," and back it up. Oh yeah, of course they do. You got more dudes right now who got a take about Diddy and the whole thing that goes on, but yeah, they do. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that they don't. They do. Sports world ain't nothing but gossiping dudes. Oh, did you hear? I don't know if I want to touch it or not, Ted. You heard about Stephon Diggs? Did you hear? That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise. See, yeah, and I don't know if I want to do a video about that though. I don't know. But I'm not shocked though. I've heard about NFL locker rooms. I heard some stuff. I still remember Charles Haley had that book out 30 years ago. They talked about it. I'm telling you. And that ESPN show that didn't last long because ESPN took that show off, that football drunk, they was going into it. Is Diggs digging? Is he Diddler Diggs? Is he gonna be known as Diddler Diggs? Diddy Diggs. He looked good against the Bills though. He had some good catches. He had some good routes. But if those boys telling the truth, that's not surprising. That's not shocking. People just look at football players and they wouldn't think. Um, it comes down to his coach with Schneider. If they if they keep him healthy, if they can get some defense, they got to play some defense because you can't have him front run. We have to put 30 points every game up. But if they can get some deep, because they're not gonna get to play Cleveland every week, but he's very poised and he ain't afraid of that last call. So his ceiling could be deeper than you think. He could be a threat. Patrick Mahomes, yo. Come on now. I ain't taking no one over Patrick Mahomes. So just don't ask me again. You can make an argument for Brady, but Mahomes over everybody else. And I got him as the best quarterback I've seen. Um, Start Fitz, bench AB, and I'm gonna cut Julio. Fitz was incredible as a starter to me. Uh, AB, that's just the way the guy should be a Hall of Famer. Julio wasn't a great talent, but I think AB could have gotten that. I do. Yeah, that's true. Only a Packer fan. He's hating. That's a hater. Yeah, you take it to your opinion. No, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. Come on now. Come on now. Patrick Mahomes retires today tomorrow. He's gonna getting a gold jacket. I mean, come on now. He got his coach coming to his award show to pick up his trophies. Do I need to say anything? Do you think Meathead McCarthy would pick up anything for Aaron Rodgers? Come on now. Who you think? I mean, it's debatable. Who you think? I know one thing: the best receiver in the NFL right now don't play for Kansas City. He should be playing for Miami, but he ain't got no one to throw the ball to him. So, who you think? That's a subjective question, and that's a subjective one. So, it's subjective. Best receiver going right now, that's debatable. It really is. I think Jefferson with Minnesota is the most exciting still. I still think, but and if they're for real, you'll see what I mean. If that 5-0 Sam Darnold thing, they ain't got no quarterback and they ain't play no defense. And their coach is a gimmick. He's gimmick ball. Soul brother with the glasses on. They're gimmick ball. I told you that was a gimmick. Even with Tua, they were gimmick ball. See, Miami always hires these coaches that's uh got these exotic so-called offensive plays and things, and then once they get caught out, because remember Soprano had that whole wildcat. No, don't be sorry you asked. It's just that Aaron Rodgers at this stage, yeah, okay. Let me work with you here. Don't be sorry. It's just that Patrick Mahomes got what? Three Super Bowl rings, three Super Bowl MVPs, um, two league MVPs. He camps out in the AFC West Championship game. His whole career has been AFC Championship or higher, nothing lower than that. If I go by regular season, postseason, and what you've accomplished, what am I supposed to do with that? Aaron Rodgers got, yeah, he got multiple league MVPs, but he got one Super Bowl, one Super Bowl MVP. For all the hype he gets, what else he got? I can't look at Patrick Mahomes is 5-0 right now. What am I gonna do with that? And Mahomes is closer to the Montana and Brady circle than Rodgers is. TJ Watt, but they not winning nothing. Montana was bad, and he has been underrated because they played with such a loaded team. It's funny thing, the same thing that gets same thing that gets LeBron James all the love works against Montana, even though Montana was dominant. He was poetic though. He was my favorite quarterback back in the day. That man was smooth with it. And that was a different type of offense too, by the way. To tell you how great Montana was, Jerry Rice had to create the rack. It was a different style. Yeah, but it's the same old problem with the Bills. As a Bills fan, it's the same old problem. They don't run the ball enough. They want to make a ball with Josh Allen like he's doing Westbrook impersonations of Iverson. The defense can't stop the run, okay? And they get beat in their secondary. And they got a coach who gets out coached because he doesn't have the ego and the moxie to coach a guy with the type of talent that Josh Allen has. I keep saying the same thing every week. I sound like a James Brown Rucker. I'm tired of it. Well, that's not the reason why they're in the problems they're in, though. They need another legit receiver. They need a Devontae Adams or D Hop. That's what they need. It's no brainer. They need to get another legit. Yes, they'll win the sorry, no accountable AFC East, but they need to go against the Cincinnati's, the Baltimore's, the Kansas City. You need another weapon. Montana was cool. Steve Young had privilege. Look at the last name. His great great grandfather, Brigham Young. He came out of college. He was great Brigham Young. He sucked in the NFL with Tampa Bay, went to USFL with the LA Express, came back with the 49ers, and he could run. He had a he had a black man moment. He could run. That's how he blew up. His arms was suspect. I don't know about Adams. Well, I don't know. Depends on how desperate you are. If you thought you could win out, nothing. I just one day at a time, one week at a time. I don't. Because teams can. I got to see what everybody's looking. Well, it's because management wanted Young. It was politics. Young had that last name, Brigham Young, Stanford University. What I gotta say? Can you hear me? I probably gotta go soon. Probably could have. But when they got beat the Giants, yeah, I talked about that. He did real cold. I never got over it. I never got over it. 55% is no, did it 45 say yes. Okay, that's more like it. I like that poll better. Black man, can you hear me? If you can, let me know. Give me a one. Just want to see what we working with. Um, that's a great question. That's a great question. I might have to do a video with that one. I'm going to say Pete Rose because of the Hall of Fame. But when I think about work and livelihood, like I said, I do Rose. That's a great question, though. But he was 80 years old. Not going to live forever. You know, I ain't never really. He still, I don't know what kind of health issues he was dealing with, though. So, but I'm going to make a look at that one. I hadn't even asked that one before. Thank you, Ted. That's a great question. Um, like I said, do Rose, though, because at least with Pete Rose, he got to manage, coach, win, and all that. He still got do Rose didn't even get to be a ball boy at these NBA games. He got taken out. No, how they can be one of the most overrated teams? No one has. I'm gonna tell you why not. Okay, but think about it. He got to finish his career. A dude Raul didn't get to finish his career. That's why. It's painful about the Hall of Fame. But imagine you're 27, 20 years old, and because you want to steal the flag, they run you out. That's the difference. Now, how they overrated when they aren't predicted to win anything? How? I did videos coming. I said all of them. I thought about the question, but I think they all tough to win because aside from baseball, the NBA doesn't do it East and West, which is stupid because they have East and West conference finals repeat, and the NFL doesn't do MVP on both sides, so it's dumb, and they only pick offensive players predominantly. So I think they're all tough. I think they're all tough. I thought initially about hockey, but I think they're all tough actually. In hindsight, they're all tough because basketball is the most complicated. It's playing on that team who's had a bit. Yeah, well, it's only tough if they're not politicking. Remember that. Sidney Crosby, but I'm not a big hockey fan, so just saying. But I think they're all tough though. I got a video on it though. It's coming. Probably about a month though. It's not the kind of question that I would have necessarily jumped at because again, but I think you can make a case for all sports that it's tough to MVP because the criteria that ain't always fair. Okay. We lost to the Washington Huskies. What am I supposed to say, Ted? Stunk it up. Got beat at the end. Red Auerbach. Come on now. Auerbach was a coach. He was the blueprint for Pat Riley. The cigar, the smooth hair. I know. You know that's the biggest contradiction because as much as Pat Riley loathes the Celtics, that's who he's the godfather was Auerbach because he built that team imagery. Think about it. Auerbach was the standard, and he won. Riley got his last run with the Heat, and he got that ring out. He did that to shut up his critics who said it was only because of LA. So he won in two places, East and West. But Auerbach set the standards. Like nothing to talk about with the Wolverines because I ain't expect nothing. I told you it'd probably get the Chili Bowl this year. They lost a game in Washington, and they're just a step off, and they're really not that good. I'm being real. Oh, Ohio State should do well. Well, I think that's fitting that he has it inside. He doesn't. He belongs inside because he never had a home when he was there. So it's fitting. They should get that man a stadium inside out, in between, and all around. Let everybody know who he was because that's one of the greatest travesties. I know what he coached, but you got to remember something. He drafted people too. He was a heck of a mind. Because before Jerry West became the logo, you can make the case Auerbach was the most important person with the NBA. The man knew his game. He knew his craft. He drafted Larry Bird the year before he came out. So what's that to you? That man was a thinker. I call it like I see it. And I big Pat Ryde fan. Oh, yeah, wasn't that long ago. All you need to remember wasn't that long ago. So when you ever hear these people talking about, oh yeah, they came, so all that, just tell the Bill Russell story. Tell them how long ago it was. Over 60 years ago. Tell them it uncut. What they thought about a man who was winning championships. They treated Bill Russell worse than they treated Bill Buckner. And it when it's about the ball going to his leg, but Bill Russell went through it. I know what he won. I didn't 11 and 2, 11 chips in 13 years. Two of them as a player coach. No one is seeing the man. That's all I got to say about that. I hope Bill Russell high regard. Bill Russell is his own statue. See some more people coming through views. I just welcome more people to hit the clicks and the likes. And I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, they did. But Wade Boss called him a sellout, so that interview. Or reading the old Playboy magazine interviews back in the day when people were that was rare and uncut. Yep. I never forgot that I was reading that one. I remember all that those 10 guys. There's things that you used to hear cats say openly on stage today. They used to call you all kinds of things. 2002. But that White Sox team is more underrated though. But that Angels team was you know, I never get asked about those two. Well, I do like Angels, the Giants, but that 2005 White Sox team, hardly nobody remembers. Because Ozzie Guillen was crazy too. So we got 7 more minutes. I'm looking for more conversations. Let's see what we got. It's politics. It's a lot of dancing. They like them to be nice and soft and firm and easy. They like you light on your toes like some. You ever had those wafers? What's that? Wafers and you crunch it. It's light and wafer. That's how they like it on your feet. If you are malcontent, problem mate, they got a way to kind of make you a little bump. They want to have the same opinion about you. About you. Remember, I said they. I ain't say it's not French. This ain't we. It's like that in all forms of entertainment, Ted. Music is like that too. Ask yourself, Rick James never got into the Hall of Fame. Spoke out about MTV, spoke out a lot of stuff. You see impact. Buck O'Neal had an impact. I'm not gonna diss Buck O'Neal. If you got the credentials, I ain't got no problem with it. If your credentials is legit, okay. But we know it ain't all about your credentials. They want you to hold your ankle, dance. Ask yourself, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar never got what? A coaching job, general manager job, ownership. Reggie Jackson got turned away from ownership at the age. I can go across sports lines. I can go across entertainment lines. If I want to. I look at the totality. It's the shows and music, certain black acts never got an award. Even in the black shows, like Frankie Beverly and Maze, never got that honorable. He got that one lifetime award because they're told systematically, systematic even within the own sector. Kid you not, kid you not. So you play the game. It's a game with an yeah, to an extent. To an extent. Marianne Rivera, Bruce Lee Smith, I guess Trevor Hoffman might be there. And I think I might say somebody else. Somebody say Kent Kobe or Quisenberry. I can't think of it. All depends. Those guys I like. But Rivera, yeah, no, come down. And the saves thing's kind of overrated now because accuracy, yeah, accuracy was probably the most entertaining. Okay, accuracy would be my top two or three. He was probably the most entertaining. All the relief pitches were entertaining because the mustache, or the attitude, the action, the armosity they would put on the show. Yeah, accuracy was like Raleigh Fingers too. Let me not forget Raleigh. I can take time for leave. I like Lee Smith better. Bruce Stewart better too. Okay. They not just look crazy. It was theatrics. They were almost like the TV wrestlers. That's how it was like. Because I remember watching them with their antics. But Revere was the coldest of them all. He had that one high pitch thing. That was all he did. It was the most gangster of them all. He had one pitch, every out. He changed the course. I don't necessarily feel him politically, personally, but as a pitcher, he was the truth. I remember that whole thing with the Dodgers, and they ran him out. And come to find out, there was nothing there. But quite a few cats are saying that right now. But a lot of those numbers are distorted and related. So mm, I have to get back to you on that one. Yeah, and once we got past the steroid thing, and I think that's let him play, he played bad. Bad. I play. I let him play. I answered that when you come back tomorrow, I'll get tired. Yeah, but I think they need a choice for Soto. And then Todd just got into that. See, you remember he got that suspension, so that's what probably messed it up. Probably would have gone after him a couple years. So if the Padres don't win nothing the next 2 or 3 years, they'll expect them to revisit that. Think about it. Somebody will make a outlet. If he gets started at California sunshine, we'll see in a couple of years. Okay. Well, what he's done, he's hitting his spots. That's what I like about Soto. He ain't doing too much. Staying in his lane. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to bigger things though. I'm not looking forward to just getting excited about now. So get ready to get on out of here in an hour and a half. I'll be back on tomorrow, and we can bring some more. We'll bring some more heads through. I just had to come back. I'll be doing like try to get like a couple of times a week. Definitely one big show. So did an hour and a half tonight. Glad people came through. The final results: 55 says no, 45 says yes. Forget it. So I'm glad people actually took that question pretty good. I'll be working on another question tomorrow. Yeah, thank everybody for coming through. Appreciate it. And go and get some to eat. So thank y'all for coming through. Peace and the best. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true. Great questions tonight, great topic tonight. Got me some things I'm gonna be working on. So appreciate you. And thank you always. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.